Lots of Man United fans are not going to like this story, but Manchester United are looking at cheaper options for this transfer window. Now, automatically, you're just going to say, this is Ineos being cheap. This is Ineos cutting corners again, not willing to pay Premier League prices. Well, when Alex Scott's 80 million, Belaber's somewhere near that as well, Tonali 100 million. Fernandez, who Man United are looking at, also around 70 to 80 million. Then you start to think maybe we might have to look elsewhere if we're going to buy one of them at least. Manchester United have a serious interest in Mamadou Sangare from Lens. And, of course, we did speak already about the fact that Manchester United have been looking at Matheus Fernandez Pardo at Lille, the attacking player who plays wide and up front. David Ornstein, in fact, has confirmed Manchester United's interest in Fernandez Pardo now as well. But starting with Sangare, one of the best midfielders in Ligue 1 outside of PSG, let's just say. Formerly of the Red Bull Group. Now, you know where I'm going with this. Formerly of the Red Bull Group links you straight away to Christopher Vivell. Manchester United are hell-bent on their recruitment team and data analysis team getting things right. I'm not saying United are going out to buy Mamadou Sangare. I'm not saying that that is what United are going to do instead of a Carlos Baleba or Alex Scott, Sandro Tonali, Fernandez, one of these players. I'm just saying that there are other options there for Manchester United, and they are looking. And Manchester United do have a kind of plan B and C going on here by the looks of it. So, if anything, you should say that this is a positive because United have got other options. There are 14 reported different clubs interested in Sangare from Lens, and that tells you everything you need to know. 87% passing accuracy, 33 chances created. He is an all-round number 8 box-to-box midfielder with the energy of Carlos Baleba, except he's half the price. Stories of fees of around 40 million euros going around for this player. He is impressive. Can he make the step up to the Premier League? Is probably a big question. A lot of people are asking. No Premier League experience. Could you bring him in alongside a big signing from the Premier League? So then you've got Manu, and you've got potentially, let's just say Fernandez, for instance, in there. 2 Premier League proven players. Then you've got the experienced international player in the likes of Edison coming through already at Manchester United. Then could you bring in another midfielder that would be like Carlos Baleba, but potentially cheaper than him, leaving Manchester United room to potentially maybe go out and spend again in January. Look, there's lots of different ways you can look at the window and different plans that could be put in place for Manchester United. A lot of fans will not be happy with this move because we're expecting to go big. Does big mean spending a lot of money? Is that where we're at now with this? Because when you look at the players that were on Manchester United's radar, a week ago, all of a sudden, they've come down a lot. You've gone from Morgan Rogers, Rafael Leao and Ilman Ndiaye, and coming down now to Matheus Fernandez Pardo from Lille as a potential wide player or striker for Manchester United. They do need to be looking outside of the box, let's say that. And when you get the likes of David Ornstein coming out saying that Manchester United are monitoring the likes of Fernandez Pardo at Lille, then you've got to take it serious. Have Manchester United actually just got fed up with teams pricing big teams out of the market for their players? Are these players being given enough chance to leave their clubs right now? Imagine being a player at Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Brighton, wherever it may be, and the club's putting a stupid price tag on your head. Yes, they've done a lot of work. They've brought you through. They recruited you first and then brought you into the Premier League, gave you your chance. But is this not where it has to then move forward? Is this not the next step in the actual process for these players? And if they're being priced out of the market, it's no wonder we're getting news that there might be new contract rules coming in from FIFA where there are automatically release clauses put into every single contract. United, I feel, are being forced here to look around. I don't think that they were thinking that this was going to be as expensive a market as it is right now. I think there's a few Premier League teams that have been shocked into how crazy this transfer market has been so far, and the window is not even open. The story around Fernandez is that Manchester United are amongst a few other clubs that have already been told about Fernandez's price before the season finished. So the price on Fernandez is before West Ham were relegated. So they're expecting that to come down. I think that's an opportunity Man United might look at. And obviously that's why we're getting more and more noises around him. Anybody else, Man United are just saying, no thank you, we're walking away. We're not going to get dragged into transfer battles, sagas, and bidding wars, United are going to be looking elsewhere, trying to find their own players, and maybe the better value is abroad when it comes to it now. This is the interesting thing for Manchester United fans to decide upon, whether it is the right move to make. We don't want to be shafted, we don't want to pay over the top, but we want the right players. Prem Proven did prove last season that it worked for Manchester United. Sangare is a fantastic player on paper, in League 1. With his numbers, it says everything you need to know. But is he the right man to move forward for Manchester United? Could he actually be the right type of signing? Could we be getting our third midfielder from overseas as well? Where we're expecting Prem Proven players, are United just telling everybody no? Does this tell you that Manchester United are going to invest a lot of money into the fullback area as well? Where are we spending the rest of this money that we're saving? Because if United don't spend more than 300 million this summer, people are going to be asking questions again. Are you really backing your manager? Are you really going for it? Should it be about how much is spent? I looked at this transfer window and I said, I expect Man United to spend 300 million. Going off the players that we need and knowing how much them prices are going to be, and knowing United can spend that money, I would expect United to prioritise the Premier League players first. And you can call me arrogant about the Premier League and how good it is and having players that have played in it being better than players overseas. Yes, you could say that is a little bit arrogant, but the point's been proven last season. Florian Wirtz coming in as one of the record signings in the Premier League at the time has come in and never enough flopped in his first season. That's an expensive mistake from Liverpool. And you got to hope that he turns it around now. Otherwise, you're looking to try and recoup money for a player there that just isn't going to bring it to you. There's no value in him. So United have to be very careful. And I think they're very wary of what's happened before. So buying cheaper, does that work? That's what I want to ask the chat. Should Manchester United be looking elsewhere and trying to find cheaper options so they don't get shafted in the transfer market? But are these players good enough? Do you get what you pay for? Well, if you look at all of the players that are worth, that were bought for over 100 million, have they been worth that price? When you look at the prizes that the teams have won with them players and match it up with the performances of them players as well, it's not quite there, is it? Are Premier League clubs being forced out of the market and having to look elsewhere because Prem prices have just gone too much? That's the question that we're asking right now. Have the financial fair play rules forced smaller clubs into this position where they're charging a fortune for any of their players? And we're saying any of these players. Because the price on top of all of these Premier League midfielders at the moment is astronomical. And I'm not surprised options are opening up elsewhere because United are now paying more attention to overseas as well as these Premier League players. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Should United go down this road or not? Should any Premier League team go down this road? I think what we are finding here is that there's a handful of teams that might be able to afford these players in the Premier League, and they might be looking elsewhere because they are being priced out of the market. If Manchester City, for instance, turn away from this Elliot Anderson deal, what does that tell you? This is significant. If the likes of Sandro Tonali don't get sold by Newcastle, Scott, Baleba, Wharton, all of these players, what happens next? What happens to that player? This is going to be a very interesting transfer window. It's developing into something that we've not seen before. Let me know what you think. Get your comments in below. Sangare to Manchester United. There's a lot of hype around it. And Fernandez Pardo. Ornstein now saying that Manchester United definitely looking into the potential of this signing. Let me know your thoughts below. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Adam FC. I'll see you all in the next video.